What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well. Just sitting back down at the desk to get another daily trade recap out the way. Try to get back in the routine of getting these out of the way. Almost let this evening get away from me and not be able to get this one done. So we gonna jump right into it. Today was a decent day. Fairly early day looking at the trades. Took two trades fairly early. One actually pre-market, one 5 minutes into the market on Microsoft, another one on Shop. And that was it for the morning session. Got stopped out on that last contract for AMD. So locked in those gains on it and took a swing position and took a trade on Apple in the afternoon and kind of got out of that one. I was gonna say I fumbled. I didn't really fumble now that I think about it, and I remember what the chart looked like on that one. So it was a decent exit. But let's go ahead. Let's jump on over into TRADERVUE. We'll take a look at it. Reviewing trades for Tuesday, May 9th. Took 5 trades. It's showing 6. One of those was the AMD swing that I got out of. Closed P&L on the day, 185.46. Traded ENC or ENSC. These doggone tickers be getting me tongue-tied. ENSC, $50 on 100 shares. Nice trade right there. Shows we were in that thing 23 minutes. We'll look at that one in thinkorSwim. Microsoft option play, 31 bucks. I probably left a little bit of money on the table on that one. Shop, basically a flat trade. Took the stop back to break even, locking in a little bit of gains. We got tagged on it. ABB is a swing trade that I took based on what the weekly was showing. So we'll take a look at that one. And then Apple, afternoon trade, basically getting out flat on it as well. Decent exit. It did go a little bit further in our direction after I exited the trade, and then it just rolled over. And then you see AMD, we made $98 on that last contract. Nice trade right there. Got out of 3 positions yesterday, basically making that on three contracts. So good trade overall on AMD, as that thing still makes good moves. Let's go ahead. Let's jump on into thinkorSwim. We will look at the SPY real quick. Looking at the SPY, we see up here the 2-minute chart for today. Fairly ugly. Only thing I see here, weekly up channel. That's this like mint colored line. Caught support as it came down off of it a couple of times. We had the previous day's low running through there. Hourly 50 moving average right here. Kind of just traded in between that all day until about 2 o'clock. Got up over it. We got a zone up here on the chart at, what is that? Let's call it 412.10. Tap that 2 times, flush back down. So I like to see that. I like to see key areas on my chart being tested. 50 moving average being tested, VWAP being tested, and then areas that we actually mark on the chart being tested. Looking at the weekly right here, we do see that it's trying to break out of this weekly up channel that we have. We have some key reports coming out tomorrow and Thursday. We will probably end up seeing some candles that look like this. where those reports kind of caused the market to whipsaw all around. So we'll be ready for that tomorrow and see what we can do, see if we can make some money. But let's go ahead and take a peek at ENSC. This was our first trade this morning. We got in this one pre-market. You already see arrows on there because I posted this in my Discord, letting the fellas see that this was a pretty doggone good trade. So ENSC, saw this on the pre-market watch list around 8 o'clock. It makes this nice move. You see these lines. I got a green line, a couple of red lines, 3 red lines. These lines have been on my chart forever. And I say that because those color lines I was using when I was trading with white charts. So if you go back, look at some of my older videos, or if you've been around since then, you remember at one time I was trading on charts that were white. Those price levels were areas that I marked on the chart back then. Look at how they were used today. So when I saw this come up, tap that. We see VWAP getting tested. Again, I like to see these areas. And these are areas that are just going to get tested. 20 moving average, VWAP. That's because what I like to see are the ones that I actually put on the chart get tested. So stock comes up, it breaks VWAP, drops this little bottoming tail and pulls back up. I get in, I buy 50 shares right there. So I get 50 shares, 496. Stop is going to be below this wick right here. So we call it 466. That's a 30-cent stop. 30 cent, 50 shares, risking about $15 on this trade. That's how we do that math. So the entry, 496, the stop, 466, subtract the 2 from each other, that's 30 cents, multiply it by number of shares, 50, it's $15. So we get this killer move, comes up to this area that we got marked on the chart, makes a move up here, gets pushed back down. I get out of 25 shares at 562. Comes over, we get this other killer move, comes back, we get this killer move up to this level that we have marked on the chart. And I kind of sit in this a little bit longer than I should have, y'all. When this came up and tapped 725 at right before the market opened, I should have been tightening my stop up. And I don't. This thing comes back down. I have my stop at key levels though here, especially on this one right here. That was a key level. This one I just arbitrarily put it there, trying to put it below or right at this little area here. Let me bring this out some and see. Actually, it's not going to show it on that one, but some stuff out to the left on some other charts. So that's where I had my stop at. And this thing comes back down, tags me, makes a move back up higher, tries to break this area again, and it can't, and it just rolls over. So good exit. Left a little bit on the table trying to maximize the trade. But again, risking $15. We make $50. So we make a little over 3R on this trade. 2R would have been $30. 3R would have been $45. Make a little bit over $45. Not bad to start the morning off. Not bad. I will go ahead now and switch this over to our 3 chart layout, and we'll take a peek at Microsoft. Let's come on over, look at Microsoft. Pretty choppy looking. We'll go ahead, get the option chart pulled up. and we'll drop some arrows. So we're in 255, nothing new. And actually that's not a bad, looking at the option chart, not a bad entry getting in over this junk. Stop would be down here. And on an option trade, I'm gonna highlight, let's see, 253, 223. That's $30 in that candle if we were to put the stop down there. That's how you can kind of figure that out on an option chart looking at it. But getting in right there, we out of this one at 269. Again, we got the move. It comes back down. What was the high of this candle right here? 290. On one contract, we were up $35. And then this pushes back down. So could have made 35 bucks on that one trade. And then you see here, we do take another trade. So TRADERVUE has our orders stacked. Second one we get in right here, 278 on 2 contracts this time. Again, somewhat playing that same area as it breaks it. We're out at 286. Again, letting this thing make a move up, chasing the stop. This pushes back down. Let's see, a high of 305. It's about $20 per contract that we left on the table. So that's $40. That's 40. Let's go here. We got out at 269. That hit about 289. That's about $60 that we left on the table by not getting out when we should have, especially on this one. If we were going like 2R, should have been getting out up there. Same thing on that one. So let's go ahead and take a look at it on the actual chart so we can see where we were getting in at. So this was the first entry. And I'm gonna just put entries on these real quick, just because, and I'll call that one the second one. So, and I did that just because looking at this chart, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna use that pivot, come up, and let's go through there because those are touching and that's touching. I'll redraw this as a channel real quick. Find the most areas that's touching. That's going to be here. You see how it's coming through there, touching right there. So look where I got in at on that one. That's the entry. I'm getting in at the top of this channel. Just simply looking at this. This is a wick to break out of it. So luckily I caught that where it kind of broke out and I got out of that trade. This comes back down. It tries to break out to the low side. And then on this one, I'm just getting in somewhat in the middle. And then we will come over here and look at this one. This one's decent exit. That's a decent exit. Getting out somewhere's up here in this top half of it. And then we see that it does finally roll over, break out of the channel, and keep on going down. And let's try something just because some people might ask, like, why did you draw them like that? Watch this. Look at that. Duplicate that one, bring it down, stack it, tap, tap. This one tried to come down and tap it. If I extend that out to the right. So that's how I kind of read that channel. And possibly could have tightened that up, and this would have been like 4 if I would have just tightened it up. But not really a good entry right here when you look at it based on the up channel for the intraday, but made 31 bucks on that one, on those two trades. Let's go ahead and take a peek at shop. Take a peek at shop. Fairly cheap contract here. And it's 78. We out at 80. And again, the high of that candle I saw was 84. So on two contracts, that was another $8. Not nothing to really too much get upset at. Let's go ahead and look at these on the actual chart. So getting in on this candle right here, the play is getting in as this candle holds VWAP and it breaks it. Let's look at our exit. Getting out in this candle right here. Not a bad exit. Just looking at this, if you looked at a quick, again, draw a quick, and I don't like these channels when they straight up like that, because they do exactly what this thing did. It just breaks it. But let's go. We're going to come off of this wick right there. That wick comes up, breaks it. Decent entry. Get the move up to the top. It pulls back up to the top. With these channels drawn, my expectation is just what it did. And then it rolls over, tries to push back up, rolls over. This thing is done. Now you got to sit back through this, and if you want to try to see if it's going to play higher later on, now you're just sitting in a bunch of junk. So not the best trade to have gotten in, but that's why I got out basically flat. Let's take a look at Apple. This is going to be our last trade of the day. Man, we at 20 minutes already. Let's see, where did we get in this one? Right there. Man, this chart looks like it should have been making some money the way it did that, but Apple is one of those that it doesn't really move like you see it moving. 133, 135. Man, all the way back down. What was the high of that? We were up about $10 on this contract, in at 133. High was at 143. That is about 1245. 1245. We getting in right here, and we are getting out right there. So Apple trading in this channel. I got interested as I saw this breaking back over the weekly up channel. And at the time, I did not have that one drawn. I just had that drawn. So got in right there. It makes this nice move up, comes back down, kind of pushes back up again. And now it's kind of getting weak. So that's when I just duplicated this initial channel, stacked it, and I'm like, okay, if this breaks this, I'm out of the trade. My target on this was VWAP. That was my target. Look at what this thing does once I'm out of the trade. It comes up and it smacks VWAP and then rolls over. So my thought on this trade was right. I just didn't have the patience to sit it out. And this was one that I put a stop in the system. And my thought was going to be, I'm either going to stop out, or I'm going to let this thing go to target, or I'm going to let this thing go all day and then get out at the end of the market. First thing that would have happened is it would have hit target. It would have hit target. Wouldn't have stopped me out, and it would not have continued going all day. Because had I not got out at target, it would have come down and stopped me out. Let's see what it did later on. Yeah, it just tanked out the rest of the day. So can't really say a good exit. Should have either stopped out or let this thing go to target. And let's go ahead and take a peek at ABB real quick. I'm gonna switch this back over to my pre-market setup for this one, ABB. ABB, let's bring it out. So ABB, weekly down channel. We see it has broken the weekly down channel, and now we're in a weekly up channel. So I'm gonna go ahead, draw that as green so that when I see it, I know what it is. I noticed today that it was breaking the high of the previous week's candle. So that's why I took this trade. I highlight that candle is 81 cents. I'm giving this $1 worth of room. So I'm risking $20 on this trade with the possibility of possibly making, let's see, if we go 36 to 38, that's $2, possibly making $3. So making 3R on this trade. And we are green on it right now. If you look right there, you see we're up $1.82. But this is just one of my swing plays. This is one of the swing plays that I like to make. So we're going to see what it does. I'll duplicate that. Again, this is how I like to see if I got my channels drawn decent. You see that this didn't come all the way down. So this channel is not drawn as tight as it really could be. That's what that tells me. So I'll probably go in and readjust this channel here a little later on. I can see right there that it should have been down a little bit more and should have been down a little bit more. So that should have been a tighter channel. And all that does is help me with my expectation. But I still do like this trade to push higher. We're over this one little area of resistance that I did have marked on the chart coming over here. I'll go ahead and do that. Next little key level is going to be about right there, which is $38. We get up there, we up 2R already on the trade. So first area of concern is already going to get me 2R. Expectation, this is probably going to get pushed back down when it hits it. So if we get this move, I will probably be looking to get out of half of this position. Stop the break even on the other half and see if we can get the bigger move down the road. But if I do take this to break even, this is going to come back down and hit the channel and test the channel before it would have time to stop me out. So that is what we are looking at. I got YouTube playing in the background with flights going in and out of Sydney, Australia. And I'm hoping that it's not loud in the background because it's actually loud here in the house and it just paused out. So as I say that, it shuts down. But as always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button already, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments section. Be interested to see what we got. CPI, PPI. I'm not sure what order they in. One of them is tomorrow. One of them is Thursday. Let's see what kind of volatility that adds to the market, and let's see if we can make some money off of it. And I'm gonna definitely be hoping to be closing out some of these swing positions that I am in, because I'm in quite a few of them right now. So we'll be looking to get out of some of those, preferably on the green side. On that note, I'm up out of here. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Peace.